Please tell me whether my screen is visible or not. Is it visible? Is it
Yes, sir.
visible? Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Today's class, today's class regarding conductivity extrinsic semiconductor material, mass action law applied to extrinsic semiconductor material, and final topic is diffusion concept. And final one is diffusion concept. First, we will see this conductivity in extrinsic semiconductor material. Here, conductivity in extrinsic semiconductor material. We know this one, conductivity in intrinsic semiconductor material. In previous class, we know the what is the conductivity in intrinsic semiconductor material. From that, from that relation, basic relation, what is the conductivity in conductors? First, initially, we find out that what is the conductivity in conductors. Later on, we have applied that to the intrinsic semiconductor material. That is, by using this formula. By using this formula, we know the what is the current density J, n mu n plus p mu p into q capital E, where n is concentration of electrons, un is mobility of electrons, p is concentration of holes, mu p is mobility of holes, q is charge of electron, capital E is applied electric field. Like that, from this basic equation, we have applied it to the intrinsic semiconductor material in previous section. That is here I have written in intrinsic semiconductor material, and common term I have taken from this. Ni into mu n plus mu p into q into capital E. That is the relation we have acquired, current density relation we have acquired in intrinsic semiconductor material. That same relation we are taking here also. That is n-type n-type semiconductor material. As we know that in n-type semiconductor material, free electrons are majority carriers while holes are minority carriers. This is the basic info we are having. This is n-type material, free electrons are majority carriers while holes are minority carriers. Let we are notating here two types of notations here. That notation is just new to us. In order to know that notation, we are going for this to know what is this notation and what are the terms it is related to. And let nn means concentration of free electrons. This n means concentration of free electrons. This n means concentration of free electrons in n-type. Suffix indicates in n-type semiconductor material. N means normally we know the concentration of electrons. We know this one. Suffix n represents n-type material. In n-type material, concentration of free electrons in n-type material. Next one is p suffix n. P suffix n means concentration of holes. P means holes. Concentration of holes. Suffix n means in n-type semiconductor material. N suffix n means concentration of free electrons in n-type. P suffix n means concentration of holes in n-type semiconductor material. That that one that is n suffix n and p suffix n. And Nd is given as concentration of donor atoms. Nd is given as concentration of donor atoms. And we know the basic equation of conductivity. That basic equation is J is equal to n mu n plus p mu p into QE. QE, that is equal to J is equal to sigma E, where sigma is conductivity. Sigma can be represented with these terms. That is sigma is equal to n mu n plus p mu p into Q. This is the notation we know. We know this one already from the current density equation in conductors. Like that, here I am applying for this conductivity equation. I am applying it for n-type semiconductor material. Same equation. I am taking the same equation, but suffix notation is different here. I am going for that. Here, conductivity of n-type semiconductor material can be expressed as sigma. Here, for n-type semiconductor material, I am applying that's why sigma suffix small n. I am representing this conductivity with respect to n-type semiconductor material. So, I am representing sigma suffix small n, that is equal to nn. That means concentration of electrons in n-type semiconductor material. So I am writing this n as n suffix n, and same as mu n plus, and the concentration of holes in n-type semiconductor material is Pn. Nn mu n plus Pn mu p. Same. I am representing same equation, that is mu p, and into q, that is the conductivity in conductivity in extrinsic semiconductor material, the two n-type semiconductor material. I am applying it for into q, or I am again it is representing this term in other form, that is I am removing this key, I am removing this q term with by using small e here. In some textbooks we may come across here some small q may use here, or some other textbooks we may come across this e also, కొన్ని టెక్స్ట్ లో క్యూ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఉంటుందమ్మా. ప్లీజ్ మ్యూట్ యువర్ ఆడియో. sigma n is equal to nn mu n plus pn mu p into q. This q, I am replacing this q with small e here. Some textbooks they may use q in one textbooks, in some other textbooks they may use e also. Both the notations are for your convenience. You can use any sort of notation, but that notation should be equal for all the derivation part, like that. We need to use that q or e. But this Pn in n-type semiconductor material, Pn is this concentration of holes in n-type semiconductor material is very much less than Nn. That is, these holes are minority charge carriers and electrons are majority charge carriers. Therefore, that means concentration of holes is very much less than concentration of electrons in n-type semiconductor material, and it is approximately this Pn, these holes are approximately equal to 0. It is approximately equal to 0. Then the above relation will become sigma n is equal to, I'm going to eliminate this term. I'm going to remove this term from the actual equation. Then sigma n is equal to nn mu n into small e, That implies nn, this concentration of electrons keeps on increases due to this donor atoms. The concentration of electrons keeps on increases in n-type semiconductor material. So I am representing the term Nn. Those electrons are mainly because of donor atoms. So I am replacing that Nn term by using this Nd term. I am therefore sigma n is equal to Nn is replaced with Nd mu n into small e. This is the relation finally we are going to obtain for the conductivity in n-type semiconductor material. సేమ్ అదే తీసుకున్నాం. ఏదైతే టర్మ్ ఉందో, బేసిక్ టర్మ్ ఉందో అదే టర్మ్ తీసుకొని ఈ సఫిక్స్ నోటేషన్ మార్చాం. ఈ సఫిక్స్ నోటేషన్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ ది సఫిక్స్ నోటేషన్ వేరియేషన్ హియర్, దట్ ఈస్ nn un. That means concentration of electrons in n-type mu n plus concentration of holes in n-type mu p into q. And the concentration of electrons keeps on increases mainly because of these donor atoms. So I am replacing this nn with nd. That is the point here, main point. This is the main crucial point for our derivation part. Therefore, conductivity in n-type semiconductor material can be given as nd un into small e. This is the term. And same principle, same whatever the rules we are applied here, that same principles we are going to apply it for p-type also. P-type, as we know that p-type material holes are majority carriers while electrons are minority carriers, and that suffix notation is indicated with p here. In the previous section we have indicated suffix with small n, whereas in this section we are notating with suffix as small p. N suffix p is equal to concentration of free electrons in p-type material. Concentration of free electrons in p-type material. P suffix p is the concentration of holes in p-type material. And Na here, Na, I am taking here this acceptor impurities. We are considering here concentration of acceptor atoms or impurities. That is, Na is given as concentration of acceptor impurities or atoms. Next one, the basic equation of conductivity J is equal to is given by, this is the basic equation, J is equal to N mu N plus P mu P into QE that is equal to J sigma E. I'm considering again this equation, that is J is equal to sigma E, where sigma can be given as N mu N plus P mu P. Here conductivity, sorry, here I need to replace this with P, sorry. Conductivity of p-type material can be expressed as sigma p is equal to np mu n. Here np mu n as it is, n is represent in suffix. For this n I am representing np, p suffix p suffix p plus p suffix p mu p into q, or I am representing this q with small e here. Therefore, that is the conductivity in p-type semiconductor material can be given as Np mu n plus Pp mu p into small e. This is the notation. Whereas in p-type semiconductor material, holes are majority charge carriers while electrons are minority charge carriers. That same principle we have applied here in the previous section. That same principle we are applying here. That is, minority carriers electrons in p-type semiconductor material is very much less than majority charge carriers holes in p-type semiconductor material. Therefore, Np is approximately equal to 0. Np is approximately equal to 0. Then this sigma p is equal to, I am going to eliminate this term. I am going to 0 is substituted here. Then this term, the entire term will become sigma p is equal to pp mu p into small e. Pp mu p into small e. That implies where pp, this majority carriers holes in p-type semiconductor material is mainly because of acceptor impurities only. Acceptor impurities, more number of holes are I'm going to obtain this more number of holes in p-type semiconductor mainly because of these acceptor impurities or atoms. Therefore, sigma p is equal to, I am replacing this term pp term by using this Na mu p into small e. This is the final equation for conductivity in p-type semiconductor material. Sigma p is equal to Na mu p into small e. These are the two terms we are going to derive for conductivity in extrinsic semiconductor material, that is n-type semiconductor material as well as p-type semiconductor material. ఆ టూ సెమీకండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్కి ఈ విధంగా మనం కండక్టివిటీ ఈక్వేషన్ని డిరైవ్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. అదే సేమ్ ఈక్వేషన్ తీసుకుంటాం. సేమ్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఏదైతే కండక్టర్స్లో చూసామో అదే ఈక్వేషన్ తీసుకొని, బేసిక్ ఈక్వేషన్ తీసుకొని సిగ్మా సఫిక్స్ మారుస్తాం అనమాట. అదే ఎన్ టైప్కి అప్లై చేస్తే సిగ్మా సఫిక్స్ ఎన్ అంటాం. అదే పీ టైప్ సెమీకండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్కి అప్లై చేస్తే సిగ్మా సఫిక్స్ పి అని చెప్తాం అనమాట. దాన్ని కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఇన్ ఎన్ టైప్ సెమీకండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్, కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఇన్ పీ టైప్ సెమీకండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్ అట్లా అప్లై చేస్తాం అనమాట. అదే సిమిలర్లీ హోల్స్, కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ హోల్స్ ఇన్ ఎన్ టైప్ సెమీకండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్ అండ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ హోల్స్ ఇన్ పీ టైప్ సెమీకండక్టర్ మెటీరియల్. లైక్ దట్ ది కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ is very high in n-type semiconductor material. Is concentration is very high means that is electrons, whereas in p-type semiconductor material the concentration of electrons is very high is majority charge carriers is holes. That is, here in n-type semiconductor material that main concentration is Nn. Concentration of electrons is Nn, that is majority charge carriers mainly because of donor atoms, whereas here majority charge carriers are holes, that is mainly because of acceptor atoms or impurities. These are the basic difference. In this way we need to derive the conductivity equation in both the p type and n type. This is about conductivity. And one more point, last final conclusion like that. The number of electrons are dominantly controlled by the adding of donor impurity than thermal generation at room temperature. Normally The number of electrons are maximum number of electrons are obtained in n-type semiconductor material is mainly because of donor atoms. So I am representing the donor atoms, that Nn term, with respect to this donor atoms Nd. థర్మల్ జనరేషన్ కంటే కూడా ఎక్కువగా ఈ డోనార్ ఇంప్యూరిటీస్ వల్లే జనరేట్ అవుతుందని ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ మీనింగ్ అనమాట. ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఆర్ డామినెంట్లీ కంట్రోల్డ్ బై యాడింగ్ ఆఫ్ డోనార్ ఇంప్యూరిటీ దాన్ థర్మల్ జనరేషన్ అట్ రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్. దట్ మీన్స్ దిస్ మెజారిటీ క్యారియర్స్ Nn ఈజ్ వెరీ మచ్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ Pn. Therefore Nn is approximately equal to Nd. Similarly, the number of holes are dominantly controlled by adding of acceptor impurities than thermal generation. Thermal generation కంటే కూడా ఈ acceptor impurities వల్ల మనకి ఎక్కువ hole concentration keeps on increases at room temperature. That is PP, that means concentration of holes in p-type semiconductor material is very much greater than NP. That is PP is approximately equal to Na. That is Nn is represented with Nd, Pp is represented with Na. This is the conclusion part for conductivity in extrinsic semiconductor material. This is about how the conductivity equations can be derived in both p-type and n-type. And second topic is law of mass action. Law of mass action for extrinsic semiconductor material. This is the very simple topic. From this law of mass action, we can find out the what is the concentration, minority carrier concentration level can be finding out of this minority concentration level is very easy by using this law of mass action. That is the main importance of law of mass action. We know this one already in intrinsic semiconductor material, that is Np is equal to Ni square, where N is concentration of electrons, P is concentration of holes, Ni is intrinsic concentration. For n-type material, N is equal to Nn. For n-type material, I am representing this N as Nn, this P as Pn. Hence that law can be given as Nn Pn is equal to Ni square. Nn Pn is equal to Ni square. ఇదే టర్మ్ని నేను విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు n-type అయితే n-type మెటీరియల్ అనుకుంటే సఫిక్స్ ఏమొస్తుంది, Nn Pn is equal to Ni square. Similarly, for p-type material, that same notation, N is represented with Np, P is represented with Pp. Therefore, this law for p-type semiconductor material can be given as Np Pp is equal to Ni square. That is the meaning. For n-type semiconductor material, suffix will become N. For p-type semiconductor material, suffix will become P. That is the notation we need to identify here. This law is applicable irrespective of amount of doping, as Ni depends on temperature. This intrinsic concentration depends on temperature. At a fixed temperature should be considered. I need to consider this Ni depends on intrinsic concentration depends on temperature. So we need to take one fixed temperature here. Should be considered. Fixed temperature should be considered. This law is used to find both majority carriers as well as minority carrier concentration in an intrinsic semiconductor material. We know this term. This is the Nn means majority carrier concentration in n-type semiconductor or not. We can find out this term. Nn is equal to Ni square by Pn. Similarly, Pn is equal to Ni square by Nn. Like that, we can find out the majority charge carrier concentration as well as minority charge carrier concentration in n-type. That means this is the electron majority charge carrier concentration in n-type semiconductor material, minority charge carrier concentration in n-type semiconductor material. That is, hole concentration can be find out in n-type semiconductor material is possible for both p-type as well as n-type semiconductor material. That is the meaning for this one. Here carrier, I am notating, I am giving some other representation for this mass action law by using this mass action law, that is carrier concentration in extrinsic semiconductor material. Let us obtain the concentration of minority and majority carriers in n-type and p-type materials. Let us obtain the concentration of minority and majority carriers in n-type and p-type materials. For n-type material, I am representing with same representation. N is equal to Nn. That Nn is approximately equal to Nd. mainly because of the concentration of electrons, mainly because of this donor atom. So I am replacing this Nn term with Nd. P is equal to Pn. Therefore, I am again writing those terms here. Np is equal to Ni square. Suffix will become Nn. Pn is equal to Ni square. This Nn is replaced with Nd term. Pn, Nd, Pn is equal to Ni square. I would like to know this minority charge carrier concentration. So Pn is equal to Nd by Ni square. This is the minority carrier concentration in N-type semiconductor material. How many holes are there in N-type semiconductor material can be find out by using this equation. Similarly, we can find out how many majority charge carriers are present in N-type semiconductor also. That is by using the term Nd is equal to Ni square by Pn. Similarly, in some problems we will use these relations here in some problems. In upcoming classes we will see here. Similarly, for p-type material, N is equal to Np, while P is equal to Pp. Suffix notation is going to be changed here. Is going to be changed here. That is N is equal to Np, P is equal to Pp. This Pp is approximately equal to Na. Hence, again I am rewriting this same equation with respect to p-type material. That is Np is equal to Ni square, Np Pp is equal to Ni square, and Np Pp is replaced with Na term, that is equal to Ni square. Therefore, I would like to know the minority charge carrier concentration in p-type semiconductor material, that is the electron concentration in p-type semiconductor material, that is equal to Na by Ni square. That is minority charge carrier concentration in p-type semiconductor material can be find out by using this relation here. In this way, by using this mass action law, we can find the majority charge carrier concentration in N-type semiconductor material and P-type semiconductor material, and the minority charge carrier concentration in N-type and P-type semiconductor material is possible here. That means this mass action law, we have applied this mass action law in intrinsic semiconductor material as well as in extrinsic semiconductor material also. That is the meaning here. Mass action law, by using basic mass action law, I am obtaining the minority charge carrier concentration by this relation here in N-type semiconductor material. Here also in P-type semiconductor material, I am obtaining the minority charge carrier concentration. This is the main related theory with respect to the mass action law. For I am applying it for P-type and N-type semiconductor material. Next one is equation of charge neutrality. Equation of charge neutrality means simply in basic key point statement, in any electrical material, the positive charge carrier should be equal to the negative charge carriers, like that. From that I am notating here the equation of charge neutrality is given as positive charge carriers is equal to negative charge carriers. How it is going to be represented, we will see now. That is, consider a semiconductor which is doped with both the types of impurities, that is donor as well as acceptor impurities. That is, a semiconductor which is doped with both the types of impurities, that is donor impurities with respect to the N-type semiconductor material as well as acceptor impurities with respect to the P-type semiconductor material. That means the concentration of donor impurity is Nd and concentration of acceptor impurity is Na. Each donor atom donates one electron. Each donor atom donates one electron, and as it loses, this donor atom is ready to donate one electron. One electron it is donating here, and as it loses that electron and it becomes positively charged. If that atom donates one electron, it will become positively charged ion. That atom will become positively charged ion due to this process of ionization. Due to the process of ionization, this atom will become positively charged. Why? Because it is losing one electron from this atom. Therefore, it will become positively charged ion due to the process of ionization. Then the concentration of positively charged ion generated. The concentration of positively charged ion generated due to donor atoms. Due to the donor atoms, that positively charged ions are going to be obtained here. So I am representing that notation with respect to the donor atoms, that is Nd, concentration of positively charged ion generated due to donor atoms Nd అని చెప్పి I am representing here. There are positive charge carriers, that is holes also there. There are positive charge carriers, that is holes. I am representing these holes with small p. Therefore, total positive charge concentration can be given as this positive charged ion concentration, mainly because of these donor atoms, Nd, plus positive charge concentration of charge carriers, that is holes. That means Nd plus P. Nd plus P. Total positive charge concentration is given as Nd plus P. ఈ Nd వల్ల I am getting some positive charge ions here. By using the ionization process, I am obtaining these positive charge ions plus positive charge carriers holes here. That is the total relation. Similarly, for negative charge concentration I am going for. Similarly, each acceptor impurity atom accepts one electron. It is going to accept one electron, and as it gains one electron, and it becomes negatively charged ion due to the process of ionization. And that is becoming positively charged, and that atom is becoming positively charged ion. The concentration of negatively charged ions generated due to the mainly because of this donor atoms Na, sorry, acceptor, it need to be replaced here, sorry for this, acceptor atoms Na, sorry. Concentration of negatively charged ion generated due to the acceptor atoms, I will change this one, acceptor atoms Na. There are negatively charged carriers, that is electrons. There are negatively charged carriers, that is electrons, and it is represented with N here. Therefore, total negative charge carriers are given as acceptor atoms Na plus these electrons is possessing negative charge here, that is electrons small n. Therefore, total negative charge concentration is Na plus small n. The material as a whole is always electrically neutral. It should be electrically neutral. That means it should consist of both the positive charge carriers and negative charge carriers in equal proportion. Then only that material is called as electrically neutral. Therefore, hence, total positive charge concentration is equal to negative charge concentration. Na plus N is equal to Nd plus P. Na plus N is equal to Nd plus P. That means this equation, I can represent this equation as charge neutrality equation. It gives the information regarding whether the material is P type or N type. It gives information about material, that is whether it is P type or N type. Pujasri, any doubt? Pujasri, please respond. This is the equation for positive charge carriers as well as negative charge carriers. That is Na plus N is equal to Nd plus P. Charge neutrality equation. That means positive charge carrier concentration is equal to negative charge carrier concentration. And next final concept is the diffusion concept. This is very important in your external examination also. This question is very important to you. And diffusion concept, just see this diagram. This is the non-uniform concentration of electrons. This is the uniform concentration of electrons. Here diffusion means diffusion means the charge carrier concentration flowing from the higher concentration area to the lower concentration area. Simply we can call this as the diffusion of charge carriers from higher concentration area to the lower concentration area. This is the higher concentration area, and this is the lower concentration area. By using this diffusion process, all the charge carriers are uniformly get accommodated here. All the charge carriers are uniformly get accommodated in this semiconductor material. diffusion process, we know the drift concepts earlier. We know the drift concept earlier. By using the drift concept, we are providing some voltage supply for the drift. In order to make that drift operation in a semiconductor material, we are applying some artificial technique. We are applying or using the artificial technique, that is applying some voltage supply by using some battery. By using some battery there, let us assume that it has, this is the semiconductor material, it is applied some battery. I am applying here, I am applying in the previous case, I am representing here. In the previous section, we know this one. This is, let us assume that it has, this is a semiconductor material. This is the semiconductor material. For this semiconductor material, I am applying some voltage supply here. That voltage supply with respect to the positive terminal and negative terminal, I am applying here. That is the, and these electrons which are present in the semiconductor material will drift towards the positive terminal of battery. Then I am getting the drift current there, and I am going to obtain that drift current in that concept, Similarly here, by using this diffusion process, this diffusion process is a natural process. This is a natural process. I am not going to apply any sort of voltage supply for this diffusion. For this diffusion, automatically the electrons which are present in the high concentration level will diffuse towards this low concentration level. Will are going to The electrons which are present in high concentration level will diffuse towards low concentration level. Then I am going to obtain, due to the traveling of electrons from high concentration to low concentration, I am going to obtain some current density here. That current density I am going to represent with respect to the p-type semiconductor material as well as n-type semiconductor material. Drift process is the artificial process, whereas diffusion process is the natural process. Drift process consists of voltage supply, whereas diffusion process consists of no voltage supply. This is the basic difference between drift and diffusion concepts. Diffusion means the charge carriers traveling of charge carriers from high concentration area to the low concentration area with respect to the distance. Simple. That is the meaning here. And this is the meaning. This is the basic diagram. By using this diagram, we are inferring some we are deducing some theory from that representation. That is, consider the conductor which is due to the transport of charge carriers. Consider the current which is due to the transport of charge carriers because of non-uniform concentration of charge particles in a semiconductor material. This is, the charge carrier concentration flow will take place. Due to that, I am going to obtain some current here. That is the meaning of this. Consider the current I am obtaining here due to the transport of charge carriers in a non-uniform concentration of charge particles in a semiconductor. And again, that semiconductor material which is non-uniformly doped. Non-uniformly doped means the travel of that charge carriers is different here, whereas in uniformly doped, the concentration of charge carriers the traveling will be in the uniform fashion, whereas in this non-uniformly doped means the concentration may increases at one point and decreases at another point, like that. The charge carriers are either electrons or holes of one type, depends upon the impurity concentrations we are using here. They have the here the non-uniformly doped. This is a non-uniformly doped semiconductor material we are taking here, and that those charge carrier depends upon the impurity concentration. The traveling of charge carrier may take place, that is with respect to the electrons or holes. ఇప్పుడు n type semiconductor material తీసుకుంటే దానిలో charge carrier concentration maximum is electrons. With respect to the p type semiconductor material, those charge carriers are holes. Majority charge carriers are holes. Here let us assume that it has here all these are electrons. All these are electrons. This is one electron and this is another electron. Some force is going to be exerted between these two charge carriers. Therefore some repulsive force is going, this is a negative charge carrier and this is also negative. Negative get become are going to be repelled here. These two charge carriers are same. Therefore some repulsive force is going to be exerted upon these charge carriers, these negative charge carriers. Some repulsive force is going to be exerted. That repulsive force, we have same polarity and hence experience a repulsive force among them. Same polarity, they have the same polarity and hence experiences a repulsive force among them. The result is that there is a tendency of charge carriers to move gradually, that is to diffuse from the region of high carrier density to low carrier density. That means due to the repulsive force, those charge carriers are tending to traveling from the high concentration area to the low concentration area. That is the meaning here. Diffuse from region of higher carrier density to lower carrier density. This process is called diffusion, and this diffusion constitutes a current here. That current is known as diffusion current. Diffusion current causes till all the charge carriers evenly distributed throughout the material. Diffusion current causes here till all the charge carriers evenly distributed throughout the material. ఈ diffusion current ఎప్పుడు వచ్చిందంటే till all the charge carriers evenly distributed throughout the material ఈవెన్ గా డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ అయినప్పుడే మనకి ఈ diffusion current అనేది అప్టైండ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. అది మీనింగ్. Diffusion current causes till all the charge carriers evenly distributed throughout the material. I am considering some uniformly doped semiconductor material. Then the electrons which are present in the high concentration level will travel to the low concentration level. And due to that traveling of these electrons from high concentration level to the low concentration level, then the uniform distribution of all the charge carriers will take place here. Then I am going to obtain the flow of current will take place due to these electrons. Due to the flow of electrons, I am going to obtain the flow of current here. That current is taking place mainly because of the diffusion process. Therefore I can treat this current as diffusion current. And diffusion current, how it is going to be represented and all those terms. What is the time now? What is the time? Margo?
10:48 sir.
10:48. మరి ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ రేపు చూద్దామా?
Okay,
tomorrow I am going to continue this topic tomorrow. Okay, ఇది ఒక్కసారి చెప్తే మీకు కొంచెం బర్డెన్ గా ఫీల్ అవ్వచ్చు కూడా. సరే, I will give this concept tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay.